This is SpyGuy888, and today I will be giving a summary and review for the game Chorus, developed by Deep Silver Fish Labs. Now I should let you know, this will have a lot of spoilers. I mean, I'm literally summarizing the game and showing cutscenes and boss fights and gameplay. The entire video is a spoiler. So if you don't want spoilers, here's what you need to know. It's really fun. In short, it's a third-person action dogfighting game in space with a pretty good story and some fantastic voice actors. Just to spoil my opinion, I think you should play it. It's $40 and available on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam. Also, when I just looked up the price while writing this script, Steam has a sale on it until April 15th, which is probably already passed unless I work at super speed on this video, but considering it's April 14th now, not going to happen. And it's $15 for the base game and $20 for the game, the soundtrack, which is fucking phenomenal. Like, seriously, just look it up on YouTube. It's fantastic. And the only microtransaction this game has, the Elder skin set, it basically just turns the ship, the character's armor, and the first set of weapons purple with gold accents. I bought the game for $40, and I'd say it's worth that price, let alone half that. So honestly, just get it. It's freaking amazing. Before we get fully started, I just want to say that if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And comment below if you've played Chorus before, or if you plan to, because you've seen how just freaking amazing it is. Actually, real quick before we actually get started, I'm going to just play the intro, because the intro, like, music is just, you'll see in a second. It just sounds amazing. Here we go. That music's great, right? Like, I'm not crazy in thinking that sounds awesome. I hope not, but yeah. Okay, now let's actually get into it. No, actually, one more little thing. I know this video is really, really long, and I'm not even done editing it. I'm just putting this in. I'm not even halfway through with it, but I know this might sound like begging or like a stupid question, like stupid thing to ask of someone that's already watching this video. But if you could, like, stick around for a little bit longer than you probably would, unless you don't want the game spoiled, obviously, because then go play the game and then come back. But point being, I've put a lot of effort into this, and I don't really want it to go to waste. That sounds, again, like begging, but it would mean a lot. Okay, goodbye. We start off with a cutscene of the main character, Nara, fighting in her ship and leading a squad of other ships and fighters, and they seem to be really kicking ass. However, at the same time as the scene is playing out, a voiceover, also Nara, saying she fought for a religious group called the Circle, which wants eternal peace and harmony for humanity, which they call Chorus. Like everything in chorus with each other, like in harmony. Nara was known as the Chosen One, and was the favorite of the Circle's leader, known as the Great Prophet. Originally, the Great Prophet just wanted chorus for everyone, but when people disagreed that his vision of peace isn't what they wanted, he would label them a heretic and have them killed or cleansed by Nara or people like Nara. She and a few others in the Circle also had what are essentially superpowers known as rights, R-I-T-E-S, just, to clarify that allowed her to teleport, use what is basically force lightning from Star Wars, among several other things. On her last mission, she had to execute an entire planet known as Nimica, and she did so by opening a massive red vortex called a rift, which basically cracked the planet and instantly killed the billions that lived there. I'll try to explain the rifts later, but for now all you need to know is that's not good. She and her squad tried to go into the rift to shut it down, but her friends started dying because they were flying into a fucking giant red space tornado, so instead she ran away. Also, just so I don't have to explain this later, Nara used to be called Narin, with an N on the end, but once she left the Circle, she decided that removing that one letter from her name was enough to separate herself from any suspicion that she was once a part of the Circle. The rift was opened because the Great Prophet told Nara to kill the planet, but before she did, her ship's AI, known as Forsaken, told her she could refuse. Keep this in mind, it's vitally important. Also, he told her she could refuse, but she didn't. So she has a lot of guilt from killing billions of people. So, yeah. The story then skips 7 years. Nara is in a ship called the AR-1, equipped with twin Gatling guns, after seemingly separating from Forsaken and without all but one of her rights, and she's now a scavenger. The only right she's left with is called the Right of Senses, which allows her to scan for points of interest, enemies, collectibles, memories that act as audio logs, or more bluntly, lore dumps. Basically, Eagle Vision from Assassin's Creed, just useful for finding stuff, so obviously that's pretty helpful for a scavenger. Anyways, she talks with a man named Sav, who seemingly hired her to go to a wrecked ship on the outskirts of a small settlement called the Enclave, in the rings of a planet called Stega. The ship she is now scavenging is called the Artok, and was carrying jump gates, which allow for faster-than-light transportation between systems, settlements, etc. For game mechanics, they're the lore reason for fast travel. The reason it crashed and was abandoned outside of a seemingly random settlement is because Sav, the leader of the Enclave, tried to bribe the Circle to leave them alone by giving them a route log for different ships that they could attack instead. Going through the ship and collecting batteries, you can also come across some of the previously mentioned memories. Sav talks about how he never actually knew what happened, which is a lie because he was the one who sold them out, as previously mentioned, but we won't find that out until a side mission much later. Anyways, as Sav is talking about definitely not knowing anything, and Nara thinks to herself that he's very obviously lying, she's also thinking to herself that she used to kill civilians in the exact same way when she was part of the Circle, so they are both unknowingly sharing a moment of reflection on guilt and past mistakes, which is a major theme in this game, is guilt and past mistakes and overcoming those. This mission also introduces you to combat. First, you must fight a few somehow still active turrets, and then later pirates, which after the Circle are the other enemy faction of the game. On the way back to the Enclave, Sav mentions that Nara is a very capable fighter, and yet she chooses to stay in what is essentially a random backwater planet, where the only danger is the occasional pirate. This is a subtle hint that Sav abso-fucking-lutely knows she has some sort of history in combat, but somehow is for some reason hiding it. Nara says she'll stay, and Sav says she should probably prepare for trouble, as things are heating up between the Circle and the what's known as the Resistance, which is like the military group that's fighting against the Circle, that is like killing planets and stuff. Once back at the Enclave, Sav asks her to help him retrieve a shipment of laser weapons, which are used to destroy enemy shields. When Nara arrives at the location of the shipment, we are conveniently introduced to pirate ships equipped with shields. We take them out with the standard Gatling guns, but Nara notes that they are much slower at taking out shields. She then gets a hold of the shipment of lasers and more pirates show up so we can use them. After defeating the pirates, Nara tells Sav that there weren't enough lasers to arm the entire enclave. Sav hopes that they have what they need to scare off attackers, meaning the Circle, but Nara says that won't work. Sav asks Nara how she knows, but she just shrugs it off as stating the obvious, which, yet again, another hint that Sav knows Nara is hiding something. She then must help Ree, Sav's wife, retrieve a warship known as a Spirit class, which was stolen by pirates. All Circle battleships have a name referring to souls, like Demon class and Spirit class, but what is special about the Spirit class in particular is that Nara, or people like Nara with her powers and training and stuff, can link to it and control it with, I think, with her mind. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think with her mind. Although at this point, no one except her actually knows this. Like, as in the Enclave, no one knows. Reed just hoped she would be able to help. After linking with the ship, Nara fights off pirates, and due to the heavy firepower of the Spirit, it's a walk in the park. Like, it's like a regular, like a spaceship with just turrets at like just covering the entire thing. It's crazy. If you're paying attention to the video there, you might have noticed that I actually did those last two missions out of order, but you can do them in any order. So that's my bad, but it's not a big deal. You get it. On the way back to the Enclave, the Circle attacks, but Nara comes to the rescue just in time. This fight introduces the psychic totems, which are devices used by the Circle to quote-unquote convert heretical thinking, so basically brainwashing. This affects gameplay by turning nearby friendly turrets into hostile ones. You can, of course, just take out the turrets so they stop shooting at you and then take out the totems. But if you instead quickly take out the totems, the turrets will start targeting enemy ships. At least I'm pretty sure. I'll have to rewatch the footage. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they start attacking enemy ships. If that is the case, very helpful if you're overwhelmed. But if that's not, I look like an idiot right now. After eliminating the remaining Circle forces and yet again proving yourself in combat, Sav tells Nara that he needs to start a militia to protect the Enclave, and he wants Nara to lead it. Nara, however, still feels immense guilt from the last time she led a group, which not only led to her killing a planet, but she also failed to save her friends before they were killed in combat. Nara instead says she must leave the Enclave, unsure if she would return. She travels to a nearby asteroid field that hides a temple, one that is usually used by the Circle for its highest members called Elders to learn their rights. Nara was once an Elder, by the way. I don't know if I already covered that. This was where she went after running away from the Circle and where she abandoned Forsaken. Forsaken, whatever. Also, she calls him Forza for short, so I will be 2 from here on out. Once she gets inside the temple, she finds a very unhappy Forza. He wasn't exactly thrilled to be abandoned in a random asteroid field for 7 years. She convinces him to let her fly him again, and he accepts because he either says yes or he gets abandoned again. Not exactly much of a choice. Now that Nara has Forza again, she can do what's called the drift trance because of the mental link she has with him, where he can essentially read her intentions as she thinks them. In terms of gameplay, this means they can drift, just like in a car, so she can build momentum, enter drift trance, and pivot in essentially any direction while still moving in the original direction. Then there's a small tutorial involving a mechanic called regrowth seals, which are targets that need to be shot in a certain amount of time so that a door opens, so you can get used to drifting before moving on. After you exit the temple, there are a few Circle ships waiting for you. One of these ships has a yellow health bar, differentiating it from the red and blue of most enemies, implying it needs a specific weapon type to take it out faster. Red is killed easily by using the Gatling guns, blue is taken out easily by using the lasers, which then reveals a red health bar, and now we have yellow. Either way, none of them are a match for your skills and maneuverability now that you have Forza. Forza mentions that Nara feels weaker, and Nara says because she burned her rights out of her in an attempt to remove herself from any relation to the Circle and Great Prophet, except the right of senses as mentioned before, because of course that one's just too useful. So they set off for another temple that just so happens to be close by. And by close I mean across the entire map, but close enough to where it's not on a different planet. Forza also makes Nara promise him that she will take him to a special place, something else that is very important later. Once they arrive at the temple, Nara sees a memory that shows that while she was in Stega, a Circle Elder and their acolyte went to the temple, presumably so the acolyte could go through what's known as a rite trial, which is like a test that an acolyte needs to go through to get a new rite. Nara is now here to get one of her rights back, but first she must also go through that trial. Forza comments that no one has ever gone through a rite trial twice and that it might kill her, but Nara says she must try. Once inside, Nara experiences pain and says it's cutting into her where her right used to be. This temple introduces an obstacle called Torment Fields, which are fields of red energy, and if you fly through them, they damage you. They pop up every so often in certain missions, but it's never anything too crazy. Most of the time, if you need to be really fast, you can just tank the damage and heal later. After going through the Torment Fields, Nara experiences the right vision, which is a hallucination that you have to go through. That's the actual trial itself. I'll just let this cutscene play out.
This is the only way.
We manifested what we are meant to be, unshackled from selfish restraint. Arasum 5, Sigmor, Montano Cluster. I must!
Embrace what the Prophet sees in us.
No. This is not who I am. I made my choice! I know who I was. I know who I am now.
Must stay out. The passage. The right. One wound. Healed. It's opening.
I remember this target.
Let us leap at it.
She later discovers that the Elder and Acolyte from earlier actually went into the temple to study something known as the Faceless, which is actually the third enemy faction that I forgot to mention earlier, but they're pretty much just a subgroup of the Circle as far as gameplay goes. The Faceless themselves are manifestations of suppressed thoughts and feelings caused by humanity's knack for hiding things from each other or themselves. For example, if you felt a massive amount of guilt from, say, killing a planet and then failing to save your friends, that can manifest into a Faceless that can attack you. Now, obviously, I chose that specific example for a reason, which is that immediately after finding this information out from my memory, a Faceless appears as a guilt manifestation. Also, I don't know if this has any deeper meaning behind it, but the manifestation is shaped like the Deep Silver logo, and I thought that was pretty funny when I first noticed it. This guilt manifestation is actually completely invincible, and we'll be seeing it almost every time we visit one of these temples to get one of the rights back. All you can do is run, but that's okay because now we have the right of the hunt, which allows you to teleport behind certain targets like enemies or these little white ball things that are used for puzzles. You solve a few puzzles and barely make it out of the temple before the guilt manifestation can catch you, only to find more circle forces outside. Once you fight them off using your new right, which is a cakewalk because it's literally teleporting directly behind them with them in your crosshairs, so you can't lose that fight. You get a vision of a new rift opening, which, if you remember from last time, not a good thing. With this vision of a threat coming soon, you go back to the Enclave and talk to Sav about helping, but not leading, the militia. He has concerns about Forza because he looks like a circle ship, but Nara gets him to back off for a little while. He then introduces the militia, which is literally just a bunch of cargo ships mounted with weaponry. At least some of them have weapons, but, not all. Then he also gives you rocket launchers, which are the third damage type for taking out those yellow health bar enemies. And then Nara receives a distress call from Rhi, Sav's wife, that says the resistance is under attack from the circle in the Stega Rim. This is still in the rings of the planet Stega, but if you can't tell from the name, it's further away, which means that it's the first time we actually get to use a jump gate, and we get to go to a different map. There's also a cutscene once you come out of the jump gate, so I'm just going to let this play out because I really like this one too.
It'll be worth a look.
This is civilian vessel Salu, broadcasting on all emergency frequencies.
Cleansing doctrine.
Our engines are down. Somebody help us.
Hold on, Salu. Evade! Evade!
Please, our families.
Forza, target ahead.
Engaged. Direct hit. The reactor is unstable.
Too late.
No life signs detected. The circle is hailing us.
Let them through.
Venerated Elder, we are honored by your presence. All embrace the great prophet. Be in chorus.
Be in hell.
I know that's kind of a cheesy one-liner, but I think that's kind of why I like it. I don't know. I just like that scene. I'm not 100% sure because I'm a bloodthirsty piece of shit and I always just kill them too easily, but I'm pretty sure those two circle ships just don't bother attacking you until you actually attack them because they think you're just another elder that's like along their side, which I think is kind of cool too. Alright, from here on out, I'm going to try to speed up my summary of events, or this video will be all 13 and a half hours of my playthrough, and it won't come out for a month, and neither of those are a good thing. In Stega Rim, we do a lot of fighting the circle. The first mission you get after coming out of the jump gate is rounding up a convoy and defending them, which is a lot more entertaining than it sounds because of how fun the combat is. I mean, just look at this. I'm spinning, I'm shooting missiles, I'm switching to lasers, switching to Gatling guns, just drifting and teleporting. It is, oh my god. I know I mentioned it earlier, but seriously, if you think you'd like this sort of game, play this game. It is so much fun. The main objective here in the Stega Rim is to loosen the stranglehold the circle has on the region. And we do that by clearing them out of the Nara Citadel, which holds one of the region's jump gates. We do this by helping the militia and escort a ship packed with EMP bombs and fly it right up to their security stations, which we then finish off before they can reboot. This clears a path for another ship to go in and drop off some soldiers, but you need to keep fighting off circle ships while they do so. After a not very long but very exciting battle, you succeed and the militia gains control of the area. I know I've already finished the summary for this scene, this battle, but I want to let this one play out a little bit more because just everything all together, I just love this sort of atmosphere and I want it to come across as cool as I think it is.
class ships with launch bays.
These ships right here are called the Shade class, and they are one of my favorites to fight just because of how satisfying it is to like fly under and just to take out the like energy cells or whatever the hell it is on the bottom. Oh my god, this game is just so freaking fun.
First stream pass down.
I guess we're done here. See you around.
That shade down.
Sav, it's your turn now.
Damn good work, Nara.
I didn't know where else to put this, but the Citadel has these hologram billboards that show propaganda for the Circle and the Great Prophet and stuff. But I also saw one that said Strav Bros, and that it was established in the year 11,953. It's never explicitly stated when this game takes place, but it's clearly very far into the future. I think that's pretty cool.
Welcome to cult-free space, people. I'm Sav, Chief of the Enclave. Head over to the Citadel, land, get some rest. You'll need it.
Chief, we have a situation. Unauthorized ships coming through.
What? Control, shut it down.
Negative, Chief. They're using a master code to override our access. It's a cult code.
Deploy the turrets. Call in the militia.
Code Red, we are under attack.
All combat personnel, scramble. Rally at the gate immediately.
All combat vessels scramble. We have the cult incoming. All combat vessels scramble.
Sav, I'm coming. What's your status?
Status is Code Red. Cult forces have broken through. We'll hold tight and protect the civilians. I could use some serious backup, Nara.
On my way, Sav.
No heroics, my friend.
Today is your cleansing. Burn them all in chorus.
Not on my watch. Fire at will.
After you take control of the Nara Citadel, Sav is welcoming new people into the Sega system, but an alert comes through that unauthorized, meaning Circle, ships are about to come through and they can't shut the gate down. What actually comes through is not only several Circle ships, but an Sage, meaning he's quite the powerful opponent. He comes through and kills a few ships that were coming in, and then destroys Sav's ship, killing him just before Nara can get there to save him. Nara must now avenge him and fight off the other Circle ships in the process.
For Sav.
An elder ship serving heretics? What are you, a defector or a thief?
You're dead.
Sage down. Falling.
Dead, like Sav, while I still live.
We're going to the Amarok system now.
Yes. For sir, in my visions I saw a rift opening there. I won't let that happen.
So you will face the Prophet.
We both will,
Fight.
but without Reese people. For sir, it's just us now.
Yes, Nara. Us.
Next up is Amarok, which is where Nara's vision of a new rift was located. Thankfully, it's not open yet. Step 1 to prepare for it is to visit the nearby temple and get a new rite. Unfortunately, this temple is guarded by turrets, and circle ships show up to fight as well.
Additional forces inbound.
Yes. Death spiral.
Burn them. Hit them hard.
Go for the kill. I expected more of a fight.
Eventually, they call in a Phantom-class ship and set it to crash into the temple and seal it.
Phantom.
Perfect.
Detonate and seal the entrance. Stop the imposter, now!
They're on a collision course with the temple.
We won't let them reach it. Fire and strike.
Yes. Burn them all. Energy levels at 50%. Let's get the rest.
Every fight that involves a large ship like the Phantom class is instantly more fun. To destroy them, you fly around and destroy energy cells to lower the shield to the core, and then destroy the core itself. Sounds simple, and really it is, but as mentioned before, the gameplay combined with the sounds and visuals just make it so satisfying.
Core is vulnerable.
Make them.
We of course stop it just in time.
The temple is opening.
Fighting the circle. My needs and goals are becoming attuned. The spirit passage hurts so deeply where I burned my rights.
Once inside the temple, Nara faces another vision, and here it is.
You have done so well. Soon humanity will be free from endless war and chaos because of you. Perfection, peace, all in harmony, the chorus ascends.
You were clever, Nara. Lying low. It was the right choice. You need to focus on your future. not the hard road of others. You hear me?
Maybe this time they won't find me.
Now you get it.
This ain't happening. Not on my watch. You gotta make a deal first.
No, that's not how it works.
You must make the deal.
No!
Nara,
Forza!
be true to yourself.
Always. You must listen to us. I'm done with this.
So now that Nara has what is essentially Force Lightning, she can stun enemy ships and turrets and destroy these red corruption obstacles. Not all good news, however, because the rift is opening right now, along with a lot of Faceless.
Let's get... It's happening.
The rift.
Yes. It's the Prophet. He's calling them.
Forsake your petty endeavors. Embrace the chorus.
All forces, execute cleansing doctrine.
My visions.
Came true.
The Faceless are here.
Then we'll...
Hunt them. There. The Resistance.
They will fail.
And die. We must help them.
Agreed. We may need them soon.
The Faceless.
Thankfully, these Faceless are not invincible like the Guilt manifestation. They just take the brand new superpower we have, along with a lot of bullets.
All done here.
No, I sense there are more.
We're fighting these Faceless because they are currently attacking the Resistance, which is the main Resistance, main military force going up against the Circle. However, the leader of this certain Resistance group right here is actually someone from Nara's past, and it's not exactly a happy reunion.
And here you are, exalted killer. You came back to finish us off yourself.
Damn. Must it be him?
All their weapons are locking onto us. Is this an old friend of yours?
We've met. More than once. Many died. On both sides.
Excellent. You were highly productive.
Silence machine.
Heed me, Butcher of Nimica. One wrong move, and you and your elder scrap metal will suck stardust.
I'm not here because of you, Cardo. Get out of my way or you will all die.
Murderous beast like you never change. It's time you pay for all the grief and pain you've caused, for all the havoc you've unleashed. Is your puppet master watching?
Combat protocol.
Engaged.
I don't expect forgiveness, Cardo. I'm here to close the rift. You can help, step aside, or die. Make your choice.
Their weapons are hot, Admiral.
Battle stations. Burn her alive.
Stop, Majid.
Hold fire! What the hell are you doing, Ree?
I owe her my life. I know your grief, Majid. I know about your family on Nimica. But you must listen. Or face me and the Stega System militia. Thank you, Ree.
Nara tells Ree that she can shut down the rift, but first she has to be inside. Ree says there's no way to get through unless they cut a hole through it. Thankfully, the rift is right above a giant laser. All they need to do is get an engineer to power it, and a bunch of ships for her and the Resistance to help defend the engineers while they power it.
Death imminent. Full impact.
Cleared. The central hub is ours now.
Death spiral.
Totems down. The port is clear.
Death is inevitable. Get down.
And gone. The cargo storage is free. All totems eliminated. Any word from the station crew?
Negative. Multiple circle reinforcements incoming. They're fast. The area is clear.
The corruption ends.
This is Maca Haven, unidentified pilot. Thanks for crushing the cult. We owe you.
Please send all available ships to the Resistance. And contact Ree. She needs one too.
Consider it done. Cult Slayer.
Cult Slayer.
A disgusting name.
At least they aren't attacking us as cultists.
Ree, come in.
Nara, we just got word from Maca Haven. Good work.
Does the Admiral know?
I told him myself.
Thanks. Nara out. A wormhole.
It leads to the place I wanted us to visit.
I understand.
It is my past. It is where I was constructed.
You never told me any details.
You never asked.
Log 014. We recently discovered an...
We get these ships and engineers for the Resistance and Ree by clearing out these havens or space stations, clearing the cult out of them, or the Circle. They've been calling them the cult this whole time. I just have been using the term Circle because that's like the actual name of the thing. Anyways, not important. Anyways, we do that. We clear out a few of the space stations, but near one of them is a wormhole, and that just so happens to be where Forza wanted to go back when we first picked him up. This is his special place, is through this wormhole. And let's see how this turns out.
I understand.
Yes, you will soon.
This place bears strong memories of you, right?
This is my past. It's what turned me into what I am now.
I will sense them.
Good.
On the other side of this wormhole is the Cyrus'S Labs. This is the Circle research facility that built Forza, at least the ship. Now, the actual consciousness itself, we learn from a few memories that are dotted about this little area. The consciousness of Forza himself was actually a sentient faceless. So something, some sort of, probably human. I already know the answer to this, but I'm going to leave it ambiguous for now. Some human suppressed the part of themselves, and that developed into a faceless, which then was plucked out of the void. It's like where the faceless are from and where they live. It's where the rifts go, but I'll get into that in a little bit. It plucked Forza out of that and put him inside the ship, and also tortured him a lot on the way. Now, we find this out a little bit later, but the reason he's called Forsaken is because the only thing he can remember while he was trapped in the void was just being lost, forgotten, abandoned, or forsaken. And that's the reason for the name. Now, the reason he ended up with Nara is that when the Circle was building these ships and taking these sentient faceless out of the void, they were trying to see how good of a match they would be with certain elders. And Nara was not only the highest match for Forza, but they together were the highest match of any faceless they had and any elder. They mentioned not being able to go above 80%, while Nara and Forza were a 99% match.
So we were a match, meant to be together.
You were meant to control me. I located a device that might install a hull upgrade if I can access the program.
Okay.
Do you understand now, Nara? Why I wanted to show you?
You thought I'd give up? After closing the new rift?
I wanted you to know the entire truth. All of it. Those deeds, thoughts, emotions. They can never be undone.
Or forgiven. What have they done to you?
It doesn't matter. It's gone.
You don't speak like a machine anymore.
If you allow me, I'll modify my hull here to protect us from lightning clouds. It will also let me channel their energy to fuel your inner strength.
You're asking for my permission.
I'm your ship. Your machine, Elder.
Permission granted.
You shouldn't have.
Forza? What? What is going on? I can't control you. It's you. Why are you doing this?
What am I doing? I am not your slave anymore. I am free. You left me behind for 7 years, and you think I would just trust you again? I made you a promise. I did, but did I have a choice, Nara?
I gave you a choice.
You call that a choice? To follow you as your slave, or to stay buried forever?
I was scared. I only thought of my pain. And I treated you like always. Like my asset. Forgive me, Forza. Space me or whatever you want. But please, forgive me.
You are better. You fight to protect now, not to punish or conquer. But I had to know the full truth to decide on my own. I'll fly with you, and yet, if you ever stop hunting him, our paths will part, and I will crush him on my own. But from now on, we act as equals. Do you agree?
I agree.
I hope I don't need to explain myself when I say that that is one of my favorite cutscenes in this entire game. Like, it's just, oh man, that cutscene's just fantastic. Oh my god. Anyways, after we go through that, we now have the ability to fly through these little lightning clouds and absorb energy for our rights, our powers, which we then use to destroy a still captive sentient faceless that's still being tortured. So that's not good. Someone was apparently trying to replicate Forza, and because obviously Forza isn't happy about what brought him into existence anyways, we obviously help him execute it, basically. Mercy killing sort of thing. We also run into another elder named Elder Majem, who is Nara's old teacher, who is trying to recreate Forza for her own ship. However, the faceless that she got into her ship is not exactly as sentient as Forza is, so it didn't exactly turn out very well. She is slowly being corrupted or like driven insane by the ship and the faceless inside, and overall not a good time, basically. Eventually, we're able to slow her down, and we can try to talk to her and help her out. Unfortunately, the circles show up at just the worst times. We have to protect her against them, and another big ship shows up, and we have some fun taking that thing out.
They want to steal me!
A circle wraith.
Let us tear it to shreds.
Together, it's on.
Yes.
Death is imminent.
was good doing this together.
As equals.
Of course.
Unfortunately, right as we save Majem, her ship takes off and essentially kidnaps her. But for now, that's not really our problem because we have a rift to close. So back to that. Now I am skipping over some of the stuff where we get the other ships as backup and other engineers and stuff. And I also did a side mission that unlocks one of basically the best set of rocket launchers in the game called the Wolf Spear, because it just like dissolves enemy health bars. It's crazy. But I skipped over all that stuff because it's just more filler, and this video is already over an hour long. Actually, it just hit the hour mark. Cool. So yeah, now we're about to go shut down the rift.
Annihilated.
Another one hit.
Halfway there. Polarization in progress.
More.
Got it! The entire control tower is ours. Good. We need to clear the area for phase 2.
I'm already on it.
Hit them hard. Go for the kill.
After absolutely definitely not messing up and protecting the engineer as the laser's reactivated, the laser powers on and starts carving away a passage into the rift. Unfortunately, a very, very, very large circle ship shows up called the Demon class, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest one we've seen so far. Thankfully, the militia shows up, but then they start to get their butts kicked too, so we have to come in and rescue them because, you know, we're just awesome like that.
Fire it up.
Laser activated.
Let's go.
It's working! The passage is opening.
I'm ready.
Damn! The demon class.
It must fall.
To let the laser through.
Resistance reporting in. Have you covered. Take them down.
Careful, they can easily crush you.
Better shoot fast then.
Also, something you might have noticed in that scene, or maybe previously, is that Forza and Nara are starting to like finish each other's sentences, which I think is just really cool how they're becoming in sync, more in sync with each other as the game goes on, which is another touch that I just really like. So much of this game is just so cool.
We got heavy heat on us. Help Slayer, we need your help.
Copy that, Captain.
Like that. go for the kill. Energy supply down by 50%. Yes.
Faceless away! They're veering off. For now. Thank you, Cult Slayer.
Hit them hard.
Taking heavy damage and request immediate assistance.
Understood, Admiral. Fire and strike.
Death imminent.
Hostiles repelled. We can take it from here.
All energy cells destroyed.
Standing by to breach the engine room. Fire now, Captain. Breach confirmed.
Copy. And we'll crush their reaction cores.
Hit them hard.
It's going down! You did it!
Be careful, Nara.
Our passage into the void. Finally.
I'm a force in the shadows.
And now comes, by far and away, the only part of this game that I just do not like. I do not like this boss fight. I think the design looks cool. It's like a big faceless demon thing. But oh my god, and I'm going to be honest, the only reason I don't like it is a skill issue, because I just suck at this boss fight. It is a pain in the ass. And I'm going to be honest, because I don't like it, I'm actually going to skip a lot of this boss fight, because it feels kind of drawn out, and it's not even like the final boss. The final boss feels so much better than this. So I think I'm just going to skip a lot of it, because it's kind of repetitive, which you might say that about anything in this game, but I would disagree, because a lot of the game is just entertaining, while this isn't really. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about it I don't really like. So yeah, we're gonna kind of fast forward to the end of this one.
splintered from the Prophet. It must not fall to the Faceless again.
Nara.
I'm okay, but Forsa, I could feel his pain.
Forsa, it's done. We sealed the rift.
Now everyone will see that the cult is not invincible, and even rifts can be closed.
So there is still hope.
There always was.
For others, but not for me.
You came through, Nara, and we are in your debt. This victory changes many things.
Glad to be of service, Admiral. Now we must find the Prophet and kill him.
Or there will be more rifts.
Somehow he's the trigger. Admiral Cardo, I fear our battles
Are far from over, yes. To kill the snake, we must crush its head. We've detected several rebellions on cult worlds. The news is spreading, and each day, more join our ranks. But it's going to be a long war, without end, unless we stop him.
I will find him, Admiral. Believe it.
I'm staking my fleet and many lives on it. Good hunting, Nara.
Thanks. And Ree, stay safe.
Always.
And with that concludes the first half of the game. Now it's just going to be about finding the Prophet and taking him down. Just one problem with that is that we don't know how. But we do know where to look. So step one is to go to the frozen wastelands that is the Torment Fields, which is where the Faceless first found the Great Prophet, and where this whole story of the Circle began.
Even I perceive power here, but it has changed into perfect darkness.
And it's growing.
The void's long dark of night. The Faceless taint.
It's time to enter.
The darkness feeds on this place. Its secrets and guilt.
Great Prophet, I am ready for my last rite.
Nara, your being has become so pure, in harmony with all, you will surpass all elders.
Surpass all elders. Only he achieved that.
Perhaps he recognized your potential.
There's more. Beyond my rights.
Great Prophet, that is true power.
Yes, it is. And our path to Chorus.
It's only the start.
Mastering the rites alone isn't enough to attain Chorus.
The Prophet found the path beyond them.
But how?
This galaxy, so broken, in pain. And humankind lives in bleed with each new war, uncaring, savage.
I believed the Prophet longed for peace.
A worthy goal.
Destroying Nimica didn't bring peace.
Let the song of the void guide you.
But it's so unstable.
The wisdom inside you will hold it.
The Void Song. The Prophet sought to attune himself to it.
In Chorus.
He found a way.
My path opens. I remember the right.
After learning more about the Prophet and his goals with reaching Chorus, we finally reach the, as far as we know now, the last of the rites, and of course we have to experience the last of the right visions. So here's that.
Burn away the past. Let us free humanity from its selfish chaos. We stand united. One force! In the name of the Prophet, we strike! One force! Let them feel the light of the chorus! Chorus.
Nara, we can choose.
Finally.
We can spear through these fractures.
Yes.
So as you can see, we have our new rite called the Rite of the Star, which we're going to use to solve a few puzzles, and then we're going to keep learning about the Prophet.
All this ancient wisdom, such pure power, it could destroy us all. And I truly control it.
The Prophet. He had doubts.
He's human, isn't he?
Yes.
It's hard to think of him as human.
But, of course, we're in one of the temples, so there's going to be a guilt manifestation. So here we go, deal with that.
The guilt is following us.
Out. Now. There must be another way.
It didn't follow.
But it's not God.
The song of the void will resonate through me. Reach this reality, bonding us together eternally. I'm ready to feel it. One more ritual.
The Prophet attuned to the faceless. In a ritual.
The ritual site must be near. The guild found us again.
But we have a new path. Quick, now.
It stopped following.
The walls.
This place wants us gone.
Go. Forza, I was here. Once.
I see.
This memory. It must contain answers.
My elders, the time is near. Finally, I will become one with the faceless, with you, with the universe, seeing and feeling everything. At eternal peace, in perfect There is one still missing. Join us, Nara, as an elder. Make our circle complete.
Another faceless swarm. Stay clear.
After dealing with a lot of faceless, we have to go to the main sort of holy site of the circle, and that is known as the heart, which is where the ritual that turned whatever the prophet was into whatever the prophet is now apparently took place. After accessing the heart, Nara learns that the ritual requires knowledge from tablets contained in 3 temples, one in Stega Central, where we originally started, one in Amarok, which is where we just shut down the rift, and one in Nimica Prime, which is where Nara first opened a rift and where the main force of the circle is currently located. After seeing the memories of each part of the ritual, a new memory is unlocked of the actual ritual itself.
It's more powerful than a memory.
A vision.
There, it's the prophet.
And your former disciple.
It's distorted.
The prophet's powers still resonate here.
I must fully harmonize. Razar will be my anchor.
I'm a force in the shadows of his past and my present. We become one.
Great Prophet, I identified the traitors.
I trust you contained them.
I killed them myself, but now the Resistance knows about this place.
It changes nothing. I will conduct the ritual.
Yes, Great One. I will keep them out.
I trust you, Razar.
Elder Razar, come in. Heretic forces inbound.
The Resistance! All forces, execute barrier doctrine. No one must get through. Block them off with your debris if you must. For the Prophet.
I am the shadows. I am death. Down. You should have sent more.
Prophet guards, come in.
Breached. Everywhere.
No. No.
Machine, lock me into the Resistance channels.
Plus one, move in. Neutralize all cult targets.
Captain Cardo, that ruthless fanatic.
Red Spot, move in. Prioritize the Prophet. Take him out.
I won't even let you get close.
No!
Have mercy!
Execute squad's weakest place. Burn them all. Let none escape.
It's a massacre.
The entrance is closing. Send everyone in. Go! Go!
You're trapping your people in here. With me?
The section is sealed. Abort! Our squads are lost. Everyone retreat!
Run. Hide. You are broken, Cardo. Your end has begun.
Great Prophet, the site is secure.
It always has been, but well fought, Rizal. Now you may witness the great ritual. Stand back.
Yes, my prophet.
Let our prophet pass and reveal your eternal power.
Unite what is parted.
In everlasting chorus with you.
We have been disparate forces in the shadows, but united, we overcome discord and embrace eternal harmony in chorus.
He found a way into the void. To them.
He's still there.
Yes. And for a brief moment, I heard his voice. In chorus with the Faceless. We must return here and perform the ritual.
Yes. We must.
As much as it pains me to say it, I'm gonna kind of fast forward through the parts of actually going to these places and getting the tablets. In Amarok, we learned that the tablet is what was used to channel the faceless entity that eventually became Forza into the ship, and we learned that he felt lonely and lost, which is why he took the name Forsaken. Also, we had to fight Majem again, and this time we managed to kill her and destroy the ship. In Stega, we find Razar, who is Nara's old apprentice and who she saw the memories of back at the Heart. He's pretty pissed that Nara abandoned him after the whole Nimica ordeal, so he's decided he wants to be the one to kill the Prophet instead. Unfortunately for him, he's not the main character, so we convince him to calm down and instead just follow us to take him down. Also, from here on out, if you see every time I fly past an enemy with shields, I sort of like drain their shields. It's because I picked up a new Gatling gun, and it added to like a certain, there's like a whole like gear set system in this game where if you get like 4 of a kind, it like gives you different bonuses, and this one is draining shields, and it's pretty cool. Okay, on to Nimica.
Forza, will they know me as their former elder, or the hated cult slayer?
They will know you as who you are.
Right. All that matters now is the tablet's wisdom at the heart of Silver Haven. I've never seen so many pilgrims here. We should check on them. And Forza, use a pilgrim designation. As an elder, I draw too much attention.
If you insist.
It's still lying there.
They built this eternal haven to keep it safe.
Away from the pilgrims.
Safe for all who prove themselves true seekers of wisdom. As you will.
Soon.
In Nimica, we meet the Sacred Guardians, which are a group of Circle members who are basically monks. There are another group of the Circle called Cyrus'S Legion, who are like the military and police in one, and they like to do little acts of what some could call trolling, and others would call terrorism. So they're the main enemies here. One important thing to make note of is that pretty much everyone in Nimica still follows the Prophet and his teachings of harmony and finding chorus. In fact, Nara still believes in them too, despite working against the Circle itself. This is why I've chosen to keep calling them the Circle instead of the Cult, like pretty much every other character, because despite this group clearly being evil and killing people for not following their beliefs, the beliefs themselves are still being followed by people that aren't evil. Anyways, enough with making this action video game into a debate on religious politics. We meet with the Sacred Guardians, but they say Nara must become a seeker to be able to access the tablet. To do that, we must have someone speak for us and basically vouch for us. Nara chooses a wand to do this, which is someone she called her brother in chorus during the first intro cutscene. Up until now, it's left ambiguous if he was still alive because Nara said he was hit. Anyways, we must prove to Awan that we should be let in to see the tablet by defeating Cyrus'S Legion members and helping pilgrims that come to Nimica. Along the way, to get access to the tablets, we also may or may not have started an entire rebellion against the Cyrus Legion, but that's okay, because remember, they're the bad guys, so we're all good.
He is exalted.
Then, the Guardians finally let us in to see the tablet, so we can get the knowledge from it and go back to the heart to perform the ritual. After performing the ritual, we create a portal into the void and go through it. And here is how that plays out.
The path into the void.
Guilt manifestation.
Go! Now! Song in my head. So loud.
Nara, don't push back. Find harmony.
And flow with the song. Formless and untouched.
I am a pure force.
Yes, yes, their song shall flow through me, reaching out. I can use it. Yes, I can shape it into my prime right. I shall control everything.
The prophet gained a new right here.
Surpassing the potential of any other elder.
Did this break him?
My dear Nara, look at her. How pure and powerful she is. Isn't she perfect?
No.
Yes, yes, of course she is. There's nothing suppressed. All her potential, her true strength has surfaced. You want to stop her, don't you? Feel it move inside you. The rage. No, don't shy away. Let it breathe. There, you can feel it. Isn't it glorious?
Be true to yourself. Be true.
Yes, Nara, yes. Use your hate, your rage. Shatter her. Destroy her.
No. She is me. She is a part of myself. Hate will not get me anywhere. I'm done listening to you.
I'm a force in the shadows.
I'm still
yourself. Yes, you are.
Nara now has access to the final right, the right of control, and it is telekinesis. It's the Force. It's picking up and throwing things, and it's really, really cool. So, yeah. There's a tutorial mixing with some lore here, but I kept messing up, so we're just going to skip through it, and Nara pretty much sums it up at the end, so let's just skip to that.
How do you feel, Nara? Nara?
I can see Forza. Like I've never seen before. I hear the song from the void. All the time. It has nothing to do with the faceless. It's the music of creation. So beautiful.
What else do you see or hear? Do you hear the Prophet? Can you see where he is?
I can see what is left of him. He lost his soul, Forza. There is only an empty shell filled with faceless energies. He drifted away, Forza, into the void. Like what happened to you.
Eternal damnation. A fate worse than death. He deserved that. It's sad, but he did, Nara.
For a moment, I felt his suffering, his inner pain, when he realized what he had done.
You are not him. You did well. You went where he was not able to go, and you can fix what he did.
He's inside the Nimica Rift, trying to open it completely, so the Faceless can fully manifest.
It will end where it all started.
We must destroy him, or it will devour us all.
We will need a fleet for that.
I know, Forza. I think we have one, but the fleet doesn't know it. Not yet.
Send a message to our allies.
Ready.
I have found the Great Prophet's location, where he's preparing to end our universe as we know it. We must strike now, together. Get ready and wait for my signal. Nara out.
We don't have enough fighters to stand a chance against the entire Circle fleet.
I know. I must reach out to everyone in the galaxy.
And they will listen.
Set course for Nimica.
I know this video is already super long, but in the unlikely event that you're still watching, just stick it out for a little bit longer, where this is the finale, this is the end, and what a finale this is. So, hope you enjoyed the video so far, and if you can stick around for just one more final mission, this, like I said, this is the end, and yeah, so, thanks for sticking with me.
It's been a long journey.
You are becoming the one. Humanity will follow if you lead them.
Into battle. And death.
This time, they will choose you.
Then, let's call them.
If there is anything else, Better do it now. Are you ready?
Yes, it's time. Signal our forces, and I will speak to the galaxy.
There's nothing left but to fight.
Chorus. You have all heard about Chorus. The highest state of harmony a being can achieve. But when we look around, is there harmony around us? I see only never-ending conflict and oppressive doctrine bending us to the Prophet's will. You may ask, why? Because it was a lie. Harmony can't be ordered, can't be dictated. Harmony can only be achieved, and it takes hard work to reach it. That is true balance, and only that is Chorus. In front of me is the rift above Nimica Prime, and it's growing. Inside is the root of this false doctrine. The great prophet, enslaved by his own ambitions. I plan to stop him, and I need your help. Join me, no matter who you are. Side by side, we can do it. One day, when we make peace with all of this, with ourselves, with the faceless, we will meet in the only thing that matters. In Chorus.
What is your plan if nobody else comes?
Then we alone will restore the balance of the universe.
Silverhaven stands ready, sister in Chorus.
The Enclave is at your side, Nara.
Najara security, ready
The
for
Sacred
war.
Guardians follow your
The
wisdom,
Resistance,
Seeker.
ready
By
to
your
stop
side,
the
Elder
Elder
Strike Wing ready, Exalted One.
It's a good plan.
And with that, we're ready to take down the Prophet. But first, we must fight through the circle defenses that have set up before the rift. The first step to get past these defenses is to breach the jump gate that leads directly to the rift itself, or at least the temple at the bottom of it. And we do this with the help of the engineer that helped us power the laser that we used to carve away inside the last rift back in Amarok. While the engineer does her thing to help us get access to the jump gate, we must protect her from the circle forces and shut down the generators that are powering shields that are blocking us from getting through and helping our forces get through.
The rift.
Is reawakening.
I can feel his darkness in their song, pushing it, breaking into our reality.
To make it theirs.
The shrine ahead is our gateway to him.
To his end.
Yes. To all ships, let them hear too. The cult has always scorned us as divided and in discord, but no more. Here, we stand side by side, united in a harmony that we chose. Let them taste our freedom, our conviction, and the fire of our armada. Today, we fight as one. Everyone, break through their lines.
Spear ahead.
Yes.
In Chorus.
Taking heavy fire.
Awan, now. Block their line of fire.
Affirmative. Moving into position. We will shield you and burn them.
Out of all the large-scale battles in this game, this is by far the best one and the perfect for the finale. The final showdown between all of the allies you've made along the way and what's left of the circle. The full force that they have to offer. Not to even mention that it's the perfect place to showcase all the new tricks and moves that you have learned over your course of playing the game. There's a different target for every sort of combat maneuver, and it's just the perfect battle finale. It's awesome.
Admiral Cardo reporting in. We're opening barrage fire and keeping them busy.
And we will bring this demon down.
Good hunting.
Systems and thrusters down, but the core's barrier still holds.
Ree, can your engineers expose the demon's core?
We sure can. Then we're on our way.
I'll cover you. On my way.
About halfway through the battle, the Faceless manifest and start attacking Ree's ship. The engineer, actually she's had a name, her name's Ariana, that I've just been like ignoring this entire time because there wasn't really a good point to mention it. Anyways, Ariana the engineer says she can collapse the wormhole sort of thing that the Faceless are coming through if she can get close enough to it and blow her own ship up with an EMP. And let's just say it worked, with a definite loss.
Damn it, Ree. Wait. I can collapse that Terra bug. Ariana, no. Stand down.
Collapse it.
If she gets close enough.
I can't let you die.
No! Get out of there!
Overcharging. Now.
Damn.
Ariana. Stupid plan worked.
We'll make it count.
Then, Awan's ship is hit with psychic totems, and they just start absolutely tearing away at Admiral Cardo's ship, and so Nara must take them out before they completely obliterate Admiral Cardo's ship.
Awan, stand down! You're tearing us apart!
I must destroy the totems.
Thankfully, we take them out pretty easily. Now it's time to deal with that big demon class warship. Right as we're about to go deal with the demon class, it unleashes this totally not Death Star laser beam that conveniently drains all the power out of its shields, so we can go take down the core.
No! We will never retreat! Fire at the demon!
The demon is rerouting all its energy again.
Wait, that means it's more.
Could be exposed now.
We'll take it down before the next shot.
Now it's time to go actually deal with the Prophet. If you're still watching this, thank you so much for sticking around for literally 2 hours, like a full feature-length movie of me explaining and talking about this really cool game. But for the sake of my sanity, I am going to be honest, I'm going to be cutting a lot of the boss fight, of this final boss fight out, because as cool as it is, it also takes a while, and it's so much more fun than the last boss fight. It's not even funny, but this video is already really long, and it's another half an hour, and I don't think I want to stretch it out for that much longer. So thank you very much for watching this far, and again, I hope you enjoy the rest of it.
Forza,
Yes,
we can do this.
believe it.
He is close now. I hope our allies, our friends, can hold out so we can finish this.
They will. They believe in you. As do I.
Forza, thank you.
Nara, the fallen, inside her worthless ship. here to witness the end of all discord. Your end and our beginning.
Our final hunt.
Shall begin.
After him. Now.
The Prophet somehow uses the faceless energy, something like that, to become this giant tentacle snake dragon thing that can like summon meteorites and like lasers out of nowhere, and it's just, oh my god, it's so cool. And like the Torment Fields, but they're orange for some reason, I think. Man, it is just so cool. And it hurts that I'm having to skip through all of this because it's just, it takes so long, but it's so much fun. Please, if you're this far into it and you're not playing it, just play it. Just play it. That's my review of it. I already mentioned that at the beginning though, so we're gonna move on from that. Basically, we like destroy these little zit things that are on its back and slowly take those down. But over the course of the fight, Forza becomes covered in that sort of like red block stuff that's like the faceless corruption stuff. And oh man, it just like slowly encroaches on the screen too. Everything in this fight, oh my god. I just cut out another 20 seconds of me rambling about how cool this fight is, if that's any sort of indication of what I think about this fight and this game in general. Here I go again. I'm just going to stop. Like I had mentioned, through the course of the battle, Forza becomes covered in the red blocky faceless corruption stuff, and it comes in on the screen too, but eventually he becomes pretty much completely covered, and this is where that goes.
One more time, Forza. One more time. Forza, what's happening, Forza?
My past has caught up with me. I believed I could dominate him, but my corruption is darker and deeper than I thought.
What are you talking about?
You think you're untouchable, exalted, such arrogance. Yes, you accepted your darkness. Yes, you accepted your failures. But one flaw remains, Nara. You never accepted your fears.
Forza! Stay with me! Forza!
You fear loneliness because your only friend is dying. You fear rejection because of what you have done. You fear damnation because there is no redemption for you.
Forza! Forza, wake up! Please!
No, it can't hear you. Worthless, empty shells never can.
Nara, hang in there.
We're coming in strong, Cult Slayer.
We've got your back, Nara.
Such fragile little friends.
You're in there, Forza. I can feel you. You're my friend. Not an empty shell.
You can refuse, Elder. Those deeds, thoughts, emotions, they can never be undone.
You are a consciousness lured from the void. He lost his soul, Forza. There is only an empty shell filled with faceless energies. He drifted away, Forza, into the void.
Eternal damnation, a fate worse than death. My past has caught up with me. I believed I could dominate him, but my corruption is darker and deeper than I thought.
You were with me all the time. You never abandoned me. Even when I thought you did. I forgive you. my friend. I forgive you, my mentor. Come back to me. You can reject your past self. Come back to me, Forza.
I can't, Nara. My connection to him is too strong. I can stay with you only if we become one.
Then do it, Forza, and I'll hold you with my inner strength. We will become one.
Awake. We are. We are one. To hunt him and end him.
The Prophet's bringing in more ships.
And we shall spear through them.
More circle ships incoming. Fire at will.
We're one with the stars. With their force. Like a star, we burn through darkness.
Our realities shall become one, merged in perfect harmony.
He's opening the rift.
We will stop him. Their darkness manifests. We are one. In chorus. This ends with us.
All that survived, that our friends and followers endured, and the myriad of human pathways, all led to this time, this singular place, where Nara serves as both the herald for a new chorus and the ideal for which everyone strives. Do I have regrets? How could I? Would she ever have ascended unless I failed and paved the way? Ever wielded her powers until I trained her? Ever made the right decisions without our struggles? Nara is not the symbol of my failure. She is the beacon of true harmony. Something that every human can achieve by accepting themselves as they truly are, no matter what darkness they have inside. True chorus.
We may not be with you right now, but we will be listening. Always.
Oh my god, that ending is just fantastic. Oh my god, it's so cool. Okay, before I start nerding out too much, I would like to point out that that final fly around with the Rite of the Star thing was the Captain Marvel ending, but it was better because it wasn't in the movie Captain Marvel, and it was in this game that is really, 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 really cool. And that it's not Captain Marvel is my main point. Also, the reveal that Forza is actually the Prophet, but the good, basically all the good parts of the Prophet without most of the bad stuff, but it's still the half and half, the whatever. It's just, oh my god, the reveal is just so cool. And then, okay. And I mean, the message behind it too is just fantastic. The whole accepting yourself no matter what sort of thing. I think it has a good message too. Oh my god, everything about this game is just awesome, except for that first boss fight. That kind of sucked. But aside from that one boss fight, as long as you can get through it, it's like the perfect game. It's just fantastic. Oh my god, I want a chorus too. If a sequel is not made to this in the next 5 years, I will be incredibly disappointed. Like, I know this game hasn't really gotten a lot of news around it or anything, like popularity, but like leaving the game without expanding on anything after that is just, oh my god, it deserves a sequel. It deserves a sequel. That's what I'll say with that. And judging from Deep Silver Fish Lab's Instagram posts, they've been posting a lot about job, like they're hiring, and they keep having chorus like screenshots in the background, so maybe that means they're working on a chorus 2. I think that would be pretty cool. I really, really hope a chorus 2 comes out, and I'll make another really, really long video on it. And oh my god, I am getting excited just thinking about that. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here because it's 2 hours and almost 8 minutes long, as we're on right now, and I have been working on this video for long enough. So screw this, and like and subscribe.